Greetings, it's Adam with Irata non grata, and here with another homebrew, this one by Playsoft, and called Turmoil, Dreadnaught Assault. And so this game is... I'm trying to remember the names of the Commodore 64 games that had this kind of two ways directional scrolling, or bi-directional scrolling, I guess would be the proper term. Iridium, I think, was one of them, and I know there was another popular one back in the day, but this game is kind of taking those concepts and Activision's Dreadnought factor, slapping them into one game and making for what I just have to say is one impressive homebrew. When it comes to these indie homebrew games, I always like to try and think of, how might have buyers of the system that this game was made for have reacted to this had it been released back in the day. And yes, the 7800 had some shoot-'em-up games, but nothing like this at all. I mean, I guess there was the one side-scrolling, just one-directional side-scroller shoot-'em-up in Tower Toppler, and for the bonus rounds, but that obviously wasn't fleshed out quite so much. But this one, I mean, dang, had this been released back in, say, 1987, 1988, I like to think, I mean, granted there's no way I can know for sure, but I would like to think that this would have made waves, because back in the late 80s, shoot-'em-ups were still a very popular thing. I mean, they are in certain circles today. Plenty of fans all around the world, but mostly in Japan. But with this one, just the amount of stuff going on, the screen and animated sprites and such, and of course no flicker whatsoever, and great use of color all around. I want to say that the bottom part is being rendered in the 7800's higher resolution mode, the 320 lines mode. It certainly looks that way, but I could be wrong. But anyways, so your purpose in Dreadnought Assault is to go and destroy the turrets. You see that how many you have left to destroy are represented by the T's there. And once you do that, there is a little hostage that will pop up on the surface, and you have to go and rescue them and then take them back to your base. Now, the footage you're seeing right here was my very first time playing through, and I kind of didn't realize that about the first part because I didn't fully read through the thread on Atari Age like I should have. But yeah, you grab them and then take them back to base. A little bit like Choplifter, but with only one hostage instead of, say, 64 of them that you have to deal with. I do kind of wonder if they might add more in the final build. Now, this current build, which again you can pick up on Atari Age on the Atari 7800 programming forum, and I'm playing it on my Dragonfly cart here on a real Atari 7800, and it only has 2 out of 7 levels, but I didn't catch anything else in the thread as far as features that he hopes to implement with that. But I mean, still, for a version 01, this is dang impressive. And so really look forward to seeing what else is in store with this one. I mean, it's also got great use of music already. The Chia music, or TIA for those who need it to be said that way. But would be cool to see maybe a Pokey or one of those Yamaha chips. I think it's the Yamaha 2151. That's available for certain things out there, certain cartridges. I don't have that on my Dragonfly cartridge, unfortunately, but I do have a Pokey installed inside there, and so that would be cool to get that extra music. But yeah, again, just nothing but kudos to the developer here for what they've already managed to accomplish with this early work in progress, and I really look forward to seeing what else we might get from this at the end of the day. But what do you think about it from this footage here? On this second playthrough, I do a little bit better since I kind of know what I'm doing this time. Didn't defeat the second Dreadnought yet, but there's enough about this that's compelling me to want to keep playing it. Another thing that I also like is a subtle touch. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter to the gameplay, but all those asteroids in the background, which are also rotating. So often space games just have asteroids kind of like floating in soup. You know, they don't move, they're not animated at all, and they just kind of sit there. But in this game, they took that to a nice step, allowing the rocks to rotate around. Sure, space rocks may not rotate that fast in space, but it looks cooler than just having static asteroids around. And that's another thing too with the second level, where it changes up all the enemies. There are some asteroids that break apart into smaller pieces, just like Atari's asteroids. I guess speaking of that really quick, with the asteroids recharged, which I have had for a little over a week now, I did try to film some footage or capture some footage directly from the machine, but it uses only DisplayPort. I tried the HDMI port that was on the computer and it did not work. Sometimes they will be outputting video through both like say DisplayPort and HDMI, but not in this case, unfortunately. So I need to get a DisplayPort to HDMI adapter and then hook that up, and then hopefully I should have some direct capture footage of that soonish. But yeah, again, that's Dreadnought Assault. I may have more of this one. Definitely going to be giving it a play when some more levels have been implemented. But let me know what you think about this one, and if you would like to, or what kind of features you might like to see implemented into it. I mean, perhaps like power-ups that give you additional firepower, different weapons, something like that. And would you buy this on a cartridge, and for how much? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll catch you on the next video.